Most people think wealth comes only from working harder, saving more, or landing a lucky break. But the truth is, money often follows mindset. Behind every fortune lies a hidden psychology, a set of beliefs and habits that guide decisions silently in the background. These subtle mental shifts are what make one person poor and another person wealthy, even if they start with the same resources. Today, we'll explore these unseen forces, the invisible scripts in your head that quietly shape your financial future, often without you realizing it. Money is emotional before it's logical. People who stay broke often chase instant pleasure, quick buys, dopamine-driven spending, and the thrill of consumption. Those who grow rich understand delayed gratification. They find satisfaction in investing, in planting seeds today that will multiply tomorrow. It's not about deprivation, it's about rewiring their brain to feel rewarded by growth instead of quick consumption. When the mind flips that switch, wealth naturally follows. This hidden rewiring is subtle, but it creates a completely different life trajectory. Fear plays a bigger role in money than most realize. Fear of losing money, fear of making mistakes, fear of looking stupid. For many, this fear keeps them paralyzed, stuck in safe jobs, safe savings, safe routines that never create wealth. The rich don't eliminate fear, they manage it. They learn how to see risk differently, as an opportunity rather than a threat. This quiet mental shift separates those who stay average from those who break through. Wealth, in many cases, is built on the courage to act when others freeze. The poor often see money as a result, something you get after hard work. The wealthy see money as a tool, a resource that creates more of itself. This mental lens completely changes behavior. Instead of asking, "How much will I earn?" they ask, "How can I make money multiply?" That's the quiet psychology of investment over consumption. Money is not just a paycheck, it's fuel. And those who treat it like a seed, rather than a prize, always end up growing more. Comparison is another silent trap. Many stay broke by comparing their lives to friends, neighbors, or social media. The hidden psychology of the wealthy is different, they compare themselves only to their past selves. Growth becomes the measure, not status. This mindset shields them from destructive envy and keeps them focused on compounding progress. When you stop racing against others and start racing against yesterday's version of yourself, you unlock a compounding loop of improvement that quietly builds wealth over time. Scarcity thinking is one of the greatest barriers to wealth. Many grow up believing there's never enough money, opportunities, or resources. This belief creates habits of hoarding, hesitation, and fear. The wealthy think differently. They operate from abundance, seeing the world as filled with opportunities to create, expand, and multiply. This doesn't mean being careless, it means believing growth is possible. That mindset fuels boldness, partnerships, and long-term bets that pay off. The quiet psychology of abundance isn't loud, but it slowly shapes choices that lead to wealth. Wealth often flows toward patience. Most people underestimate the power of time. They chase fast gains, quick profits, or shortcuts that collapse. The wealthy quietly understand that compounding is invisible at first but unstoppable later. They don't just wait, they position themselves for time to work in their favor. This psychology allows them to stay calm when others panic, to hold investments longer, and to reap rewards others never see. The hidden superpower isn't speed, it's patience guided by vision. Identity shapes money more than math. Many who stay broke unconsciously tell themselves, "I'm not good with money," or "people like me don't get rich." These hidden stories become self-fulfilling. The wealthy build a different identity, they see themselves as investors, creators, and wealth builders. That mental self-image drives consistent action aligned with success. Even before money shows up, the mind has already shifted. Wealth, then, is not something you do, it becomes something you are. That identity rewiring is one of the most powerful hidden psychologies of all. Most people confuse activity with progress. They stay busy, working long hours, yet remain financially stuck. The hidden psychology of the wealthy is focus. They concentrate energy on high-leverage actions, decisions and strategies that create ripple effects. Instead of doing more, they do less, but smarter. They filter opportunities, cut distractions, and prioritize only what compounds wealth. This mindset looks simple from the outside, but it's a radical shift internally. The wealthy don't just work hard, they work on the right things, consistently. Another silent shift is how the wealthy see mistakes. Most people fear failure, so they avoid risk. But mistakes are hidden tuition, the price of learning. Those who grow rich embrace small failures as stepping stones, not roadblocks. Each error teaches, refines strategy, and strengthens resilience. The poor psychology treats failure as proof they can't succeed. The wealthy psychology treats failure as proof they are learning. Over time, that difference compounds into mastery. Wealth quietly rewards those who turn mistakes into teachers. Money responds to clarity. Most people have vague goals: I want to be rich or I want success. But without clear targets, the mind drifts. The wealthy psychology thrives on precision. They define exactly how much they want, why they want it, and by when. This sharp clarity gives the brain a compass. It filters decisions, sharpens actions, and makes opportunities visible that others overlook. The hidden psychology of clarity turns dreams into practical roadmaps. And when the map is clear, the journey accelerates. Attention is one of the most underestimated currencies. Many give it away to gossip, distractions, endless scrolling. The wealthy protect and direct it. They understand that where attention flows, money grows. By focusing their mental energy on creation, strategy, and opportunity, they channel their brainpower into results. The hidden psychology here isn't about being smarter, it's about protecting the most valuable resource of all: focus. Those who waste it stay broke. Those who invest it grow rich. Curiosity fuels wealth more than intelligence. Many stop learning once school ends, thinking they know enough. But the wealthy psychology treats learning as endless. They explore, question, and adapt constantly. Curiosity opens doors, sparks creativity, and reveals opportunities hidden to the complacent. While others get stuck in routines, the curious quietly leap ahead. Wealth follows those who never stop asking, "What else can I learn?" It's not about formal education, it's about keeping the mind alive, hungry, and evolving. Most people underestimate the role of environment. Surround yourself with negativity, and your psychology reflects scarcity. Surround yourself with builders, dreamers, and achievers, and your psychology shifts upward. The wealthy are intentional about their circles. They spend time where ambition is normal, where growth is expected, and where wealth is a shared language. This hidden psychology of environment is powerful, because energy is contagious. Over time, you become the average of the people around you. Choose carefully, because your future mirrors your environment. Discipline is the quiet bridge between ideas and results. Many dream, many plan, but few follow through consistently. Wealth grows where habits align with vision. The wealthy psychology doesn't rely on motivation, it relies on systems, routines, and discipline. They automate savings, stick to budgets, and show up when others quit. Discipline is not glamorous, but it compounds silently in the background, turning small daily actions into lifelong fortunes. It's not the one big decision that builds wealth, it's the 1,000 quiet disciplined ones. Gratitude may not sound like a wealth tool, but it quietly rewires the mind. Those who constantly focus on what they lack reinforce scarcity. Those who practice gratitude anchor themselves in abundance. This doesn't mean settling, it means seeing opportunities rather than obstacles. Gratitude keeps fear low and optimism high, allowing bold decisions to feel natural. The wealthy psychology doesn't wait to be thankful after success, it practices gratitude on the journey. This mindset keeps energy expansive, which attracts more opportunities, partnerships, and growth. Gratitude is wealth psychology disguised as simplicity. Visualization is a secret tool most people ignore. The human brain struggles to distinguish vividly imagined scenarios from real ones. The wealthy psychology uses this to their advantage. They mentally rehearse success, investments paying off, deals closing, and opportunities unfolding. This isn't fantasy, it primes the brain to recognize and act on real chances when they appear. Those who visualize wealth with clarity are training their subconscious to build it. Quietly, the mind becomes an ally rather than a barrier. The poor psychology dismisses this as wishful thinking, the rich know it's a hidden superpower. Most people chase comfort. The wealthy chase growth. Comfort feels safe but keeps you stuck. Growth feels uncomfortable but opens doors. The hidden psychology here is reprogramming how you view discomfort. Instead of resisting it, the wealthy lean into it, recognizing it as a sign of expansion. Every breakthrough requires a stretch beyond what feels easy. The wealthy don't love discomfort, but they respect it. It signals that they're evolving while others stagnate. The comfort zone quietly drains wealth, the growth zone quietly builds it. Risk tolerance separates stagnant lives from expanding. The comfort zone quietly drains wealth, the growth zone quietly builds it. Risk tolerance separates stagnant lives from expanding fortunes. Most avoid risk entirely, keeping money locked in safe, low-return options. The wealthy psychology views risk as a spectrum, not something to fear but something to manage. They study, diversify, and prepare for losses, knowing the upside outweighs the downside over time. This calm relationship with risk allows them to seize opportunities others flee from. Quietly, this shift builds fortunes in the background. Playing it too safe is often the biggest risk of all. Energy is wealth in disguise. The way you manage your health, sleep, and focus determines your output. The wealthy psychology sees energy as an asset. They protect it fiercely, eating well, exercising, and resting strategically. While others burn out, they maintain stamina for years of wealth-building moves. Money follows energy because high performance compounds like interest. If your body collapses, your finances eventually follow. Wealthy individuals invest in themselves first, knowing energy multiplies every decision, every hour, every opportunity. Another hidden psychology of the wealthy is detachment. They learn to separate emotion from money decisions. While most panic at losses or get greedy at gains, the wealthy stay centered. This calm detachment allows rational choices when emotions scream otherwise. It's not coldness, it's clarity. By mastering detachment, they avoid destructive impulses that ruin fortunes. The hidden truth: wealth rewards calm minds, not emotional ones. The ability to stay steady when storms hit is itself a form of capital. Opportunity doesn't shout, it whispers. Most people miss it because they expect dramatic signals. The wealthy psychology is tuned to subtle patterns, emerging trends, small shifts, hidden inefficiencies. They act early, quietly, while others are distracted. By the time the crowd notices, wealth has already compounded. This isn't luck, it's awareness. Training the mind to notice small opportunities before they become obvious is one of the richest psychologies of all. Quiet observation beats loud reactions. The wealthy psychology embraces leverage. They know one person's effort alone has limits. So they use systems, tools, capital, and people to multiply output. Most resist leverage, thinking they must do everything themselves. But leverage turns 1 hour of effort into 10, one idea into an empire. Quietly, those who embrace leverage grow faster, while those who reject it remain trapped in time for money cycles. Wealth isn't built by working harder, it's built by multiplying effort through leverage. Scarcity also shows up in speech. The wealthy psychology pays attention to language. Words like "I can't afford it" or "that's impossible" close mental doors. Instead, they reframe, "How can I afford it?" or "What would make this possible?" These subtle shifts train the brain to seek solutions rather than block them. Over time, this habit rewires thinking toward wealth. Most dismiss this as semantics, but the wealthy know words shape reality. What you speak, you seek, and eventually, what you create. Generosity is often misunderstood. Many think giving depletes wealth, but the wealthy psychology treats it as circulation. Money given with intention flows back in unexpected ways, through relationships, goodwill, and expanded opportunities. This isn't blind charity, it's strategic generosity. By investing in others, the wealthy strengthen networks and open invisible doors. Scarcity fears loss, abundance sees flow. Wealth doesn't shrink when shared, it multiplies. Generosity, quietly practiced, is itself a wealth strategy. The wealthy think in terms of assets, not income. Most measure success by salary, but salaries vanish with time. Assets, businesses, properties, investments, keep producing even when you sleep. The psychology shift from chasing income to building assets transforms financial trajectories. While others work endlessly for money, assets quietly work endlessly for the wealthy. This isn't about working harder, it's about planting financial seeds that grow on their own. The mindset shift from earner to owner is one of the most powerful wealth psychologies. One of the quietest wealth psychologies is long-term perspective. Most people overvalue the short term and undervalue decades. The wealthy think in timelines of years and generations. This perspective reshapes choices, less chasing trends, more building legacies. Small consistent actions compound massively over time, but only if you hold the vision long enough. The hidden psychology is patience magnified, thinking in decades when others think in days. That difference quietly builds fortunes that seem sudden to outsiders. The wealthy psychology treats problems as puzzles, not threats. Most people collapse under stress, seeing problems as walls. The wealthy see them as doors waiting to be unlocked. This reframe keeps them calm and solutions-oriented. Every problem contains hidden profit if you approach it with curiosity. The poor psychology avoids problems, but the wealthy run toward them, knowing solutions are valuable. Quietly, solving problems others fear builds fortunes. The wealthy understand timing. Not every decision is about speed, some are about patience, others about seizing the moment instantly. Most people struggle with timing, they act too slow when urgency is needed and too fast when patience would pay off. The wealthy psychology is tuned to rhythms, knowing when to wait and when to strike. Timing is invisible but powerful. Used well, it multiplies wealth; used poorly, it drains it. Quietly, wealth grows from the dance of patience and action. Confidence is another wealth multiplier. Not arrogance, but calm self-belief. Most doubt themselves, hesitate, and miss chances. The wealthy trust their capacity to figure things out, even if they don't have all the answers yet. This psychology allows bold moves that others shy away from. Confidence attracts trust, opens doors, and fuels momentum. Wealth responds to energy, and confidence quietly radiates the kind that draws opportunities closer. Where doubt blocks, confidence unlocks. The wealthy psychology embraces learning as a lifelong investment. Most people stop after school, relying on outdated knowledge. The wealthy treat learning as capital; every book, course, mentor, or mistake compounds into sharper decisions. Continuous education isn't about trivia, it's about adaptability in a changing world. Those who invest in their minds quietly stay ahead while others fall behind. Wealth is rarely about knowing everything, it's about staying curious enough to keep learning what matters most. Quiet curiosity builds loud fortunes. Networking is often dismissed as shallow, but in reality, it's psychology in action. Most people avoid reaching out, fearing rejection. The wealthy embrace relationships as wealth multipliers. They connect genuinely, nurture trust, and understand that opportunities flow through people. It's not about collecting business cards, it's about planting authentic bonds. Over time, this quiet relationship building creates a web of wealth invisible to outsiders. The wealthy psychology sees every person as a potential bridge to new horizons. Another hidden wealth psychology is adaptability. The world changes constantly, but most people resist it, clinging to comfort and old rules. The wealthy embrace change, pivoting quickly when needed. They view uncertainty not as chaos, but as fertile ground for innovation. While others freeze or fight change, they adapt and thrive. Adaptability is survival turned into prosperity. Quietly, those who bend instead of break are the ones who rise. Wealthy thinkers embrace experimentation. Most people demand guarantees before acting. The wealthy psychology flips it, they act first, test small, and learn fast. Not every attempt succeeds, but each teaches something that compounds. By experimenting, they discover pathways others miss. Wealth often comes not from certainty but from testing more options until one explodes. Quiet experimentation is the invisible engine behind visible success. Discipline is the silent partner of wealth. While motivation fades, discipline carries action forward consistently. The wealthy psychology doesn't wait to feel inspired, they act on systems, habits, and routines. This removes emotion from progress and makes wealth building automatic. Small disciplined actions compound invisibly until they look like overnight success. The wealthy are not necessarily smarter, but they are consistently disciplined. That's the psychology that separates dreams from reality. Most people chase perfection and delay action. The wealthy psychology embraces progress over perfection. They know waiting for flawless conditions wastes precious time. Instead, they start, adjust, and refine along the way. This action bias means they learn faster, earn faster, and compound faster. Perfect is the enemy of rich. Progress, no matter how messy, quietly beats hesitation every time. The wealthy psychology reframes failure. Most see it as an end, something to fear. The wealthy see failure as tuition, the cost of learning. Every mistake holds insights that compound into better future decisions. Failure doesn't shrink them, it sharpens them. This reframe keeps them moving while others quit. Quietly, failure is converted into fuel for wealth. Without it, no fortune grows. Wealth psychology thrives on focus. Most scatter energy across distractions, trends, and noise. The wealthy narrow focus to a few high-leverage actions and stay consistent. This concentrated energy compounds far more than scattered effort. Focus turns average into extraordinary. Quietly, ignoring distractions is one of the richest skills a mind can develop. The wealthy psychology measures differently. Most people count hours worked or tasks completed. The wealthy measure results, value, and outcomes. This shift in measurement changes behavior, fewer wasted motions, more meaningful actions. By focusing on impact, they free themselves from busyness traps. Productivity is not about doing more, but about doing what matters most. Quietly, measurement reshapes destiny. Self-talk is a hidden wealth driver. Most underestimate the power of inner dialogue. The poor psychology repeats doubt, fear, and excuses. The wealthy reinforce possibility, resilience, and growth. This isn't blind positivity, it's programming the subconscious for success. Over time, the stories you tell yourself quietly build the reality you live in. Change the self-talk, and you change the financial outcome. Momentum is wealth's secret engine. Starting is hard, but once movement builds, it compounds. The wealthy psychology prioritizes momentum over perfection, knowing that forward motion attracts more motion. Small wins lead to bigger wins, and soon wealth feels inevitable. Most stall because they never generate enough speed. Wealth grows quietly on the back of consistent momentum. The wealthy psychology treats money as neutral, not emotional. Most attach guilt, shame, or pride to wealth. These emotions cloud judgment. The wealthy strip emotion from money, it's simply a tool. This detachment allows them to use it strategically rather than impulsively. When money loses emotional weight, it gains multiplying power. Quietly, neutrality about money builds clearer, wealthier decisions. Delayed gratification is more than a phrase, it's a mental muscle. The wealthy strengthen it by training themselves to resist short-term dopamine. This allows them to build wealth systems that compound in the background. The poor spend now and hope later. The wealthy wait now and multiply later. Quietly, this single shift rewires financial destiny. The wealthy psychology embraces responsibility. Instead of blaming external forces, they take ownership of outcomes. This mindset keeps power internal. If they caused it, they can change it. Most stay broke because blame feels easier than accountability. The wealthy accept responsibility because it gives them control. Quietly, ownership of choices builds ownership of wealth. The wealthy psychology values time above all. While others trade time for money endlessly, the wealthy see time as the most scarce currency. They buy back their hours through delegation, systems, and investments. This frees them to focus on high-value moves. Wealth is not measured by dollars alone, but by freedom of time. Quietly, valuing time over money is one of the richest psychologies of all. Most people chase money directly. But the wealthy understand money as a byproduct of solving problems. They focus first on value creation, finding unmet needs, removing friction, or saving others time and energy. When you provide value, money follows naturally. Chasing cash without solving problems often leads to frustration and burnout. The psychology here is simple: think value, not just income. The world rewards people who make life easier, faster, or better for others. If you want more wealth, shift your mindset from "what can I get?" to "what can I give that's worth paying for?" Fear of rejection is one of the biggest hidden blocks to wealth. Many smart people avoid pitching their ideas, asking for raises, or starting ventures because they can't handle hearing no. Yet millionaires embrace rejection as part of the game. Every no simply filters the path to the right yes. They treat rejection not as personal failure but as data, feedback, and redirection. Overcoming rejection sensitivity is a mental unlock. You stop avoiding opportunities and start creating them. The rich aren't fearless, they've just reframed rejection as normal, expected, and necessary. Comfort is addictive, but growth is uncomfortable. Wealthy people willingly trade comfort for opportunity. They accept uncertainty, late nights, and calculated risks while others cling to routine. This doesn't mean chaos, it means stepping into spaces where outcomes aren't guaranteed. The psychology shift is recognizing discomfort as a compass. If it scares you but also excites you, that's often where growth happens. Average people avoid discomfort at all costs, while millionaires see it as the ticket price for a richer life. The wealthy know how to leverage other people's time and skills. Average earners try to do everything alone, which limits their output. Millionaires delegate, outsource, and hire, multiplying their results. The psychology behind this is detachment from control. They realize they don't need to be the smartest in every field, they just need to assemble the right team. This frees their mental bandwidth to focus on vision and strategy. In short, rich people think in systems, not solo effort. Millionaires master delayed gratification. They resist instant pleasures in favor of future abundance. Where others spend windfalls on shiny distractions, they reinvest, grow, and compound wealth. Psychologically, it's about rewiring reward systems, training the brain to enjoy long-term wins over short-term highs. This is why the average person buys liabilities, while the rich quietly acquire assets. Over time, the difference becomes massive. Delayed gratification compounds into financial freedom. Comparison keeps people broke. Average earners spend energy trying to look rich instead of becoming rich. Millionaires flip the script. They don't chase appearances, they chase autonomy. The psychology shift is rejecting external validation. Instead of competing with neighbors, they compete only with their own goals. Ironically, this detachment often makes them wealthier, because they're not bleeding money on status symbols. True wealth whispers, it doesn't scream. Most people fear scarcity, but the wealthy focus on abundance. Scarcity mindset says, if you win, I lose. Abundance mindset says, there's enough for everyone if we create more. Millionaires build collaborations, partnerships, and networks instead of hoarding. The hidden psychology is realizing wealth isn't a fixed pie, it's expandable. By shifting from scarcity to abundance, you stop competing and start building. Rich people think in decades, not days. They plan with long horizons, making choices that pay off in years, not hours. This psychological shift makes them resistant to short-term setbacks. A failed week or bad month doesn't shake them, because their focus is the bigger game. Average people obsess over quick returns, but millionaires accept slow, steady compounding as the real path. It's patience disguised as strategy. Millionaires aren't obsessed with being right, they're obsessed with learning fast. Many people get stuck defending old ideas, but the wealthy adapt when new evidence emerges. Their psychology prioritizes growth over ego. They see mistakes as tuition, not as shame. This agility lets them pivot quickly, avoid sunk costs, and seize opportunities others miss. Being wrong isn't failure, it's feedback. The wealthy understand leverage, how small inputs can create outsized results. This isn't just financial leverage, but time, technology, networks, and even psychology. They ask, what can multiply my effort? Average people ask, how much harder can I work? The mindset difference is exponential versus linear. Millionaires don't just push harder, they push smarter, multiplying their output through clever leverage. For many, money is emotional. They make financial decisions out of fear, greed, or impulse. The wealthy strip emotions from their choices. They use logic, systems, and discipline instead of moods. The hidden psychology is emotional neutrality, treating money like a tool, not a trigger. This prevents panic selling, reckless buying, and costly mistakes. By staying calm, they protect wealth while others sabotage theirs. Rich people build identity around wealth behaviors. Instead of saying I want to be rich, they adopt identities like I'm an investor or I'm a builder. Psychology shows that identity drives action. When behavior matches who you believe you are, it becomes effortless. Average people see wealth as a goal. Millionaires see it as part of who they are. The difference is subtle but life-changing. The wealthy cultivate resilience. They understand failure is inevitable, but quitting is optional. Every setback becomes training for the next level. This mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Average people stop at rejection or loss. Millionaires reframe challenges as part of the process. Their secret psychology is grit, the refusal to stay down, no matter the hit. The rich often practice gratitude rituals, not because they ignore ambition, but because gratitude fuels optimism and attracts opportunities. A grateful mind operates from abundance, not fear. Average people see what's missing, millionaires train themselves to notice what's present. That shift rewires how they interact with money, people, and opportunity. Gratitude doesn't make you passive, it makes you powerful. The final hidden psychology is purpose. Millionaires don't chase money for its own sake, they anchor it to meaning. Without purpose, money feels empty, and people self-sabotage. But with purpose, wealth becomes fuel for something bigger. Purpose keeps discipline strong when motivation fades. It transforms riches into legacy. That's the quiet secret: money follows meaning, and meaning multiplies money. Wealth isn't just a number, it's alignment with your why.